Here now is Edward Pozzuoli, former chairman of the Republican Party of Broward County and CEO of Trip Scott. To what do you attribute Trump's major lead in both of these categories?
Well, with respect to Hispanics, particularly down in Miami, we're talking about the freedom message, right? And all of the folks in Miami, whether they're Cuban background or Venezuelan background, they know what tyranny is. They know what dictatorship is. They know what it's like to have freedom taken away. And they're very, very jealous about anybody eroding that peace. And Donald Trump's message resonates with them. Last election, when we had a gubernatorial race 2 years ago, Ron DeSantis took Miami-Dade by way of a majority. That was the first time in a very long time. And so I don't want to burst your reporting bubble here, but Florida is no longer a swing state. It now has 1 million more Republicans than it does registered Democrats. And that is a big flip from when Obama ran against Romney in 2008, where there were 500,000 more Democrats than Republicans. We've had 1,500,000 flip. And so we now have 1 million more Republicans registered to vote throughout the state of Florida.
Right. And to be honest, we had that debate, right? We had 7 swing states and we talked about Florida. And I think the thing was, we're always talking about Florida in elections dating all the way back to 2000. And we remember that. But you're right. It's very red right now. And Trump likes that. However, the west coast of Florida has been decimated by these recent storms. This is Trump territory. How does that impact voter turnout in this election? And might that hurt him?
Well, it could, but remember, Florida has been through this before. I would be more concerned, say, about the issue that impacting North Carolina, particularly in the Asheville area, rather than Florida. Florida has dealt with this before. They've had storms come through right before elections 4 years ago. And the state has undertaken a very quick response, not just to get everybody back on their feet and mitigate the impacts of Hurricane Milton, in this case in the Tampa I-4 corridor area, but frankly, to make sure that people's right to vote and their ability to vote has been taken care of. And I think you've seen that quick response from the state. One of the reasons that we saw a big shift in voter registration are really threefold. 20 years of Republican leadership in the state, good governance matters. And so that's one. Two is that we've had what I consider to be blue state refugees, Republicans who came in during COVID who said, I don't want to be shut down. Florida remained open. And we've had a big influx of Republican voters from other states finding their way to Florida. And the third piece is that a huge demographic really deals with some specific issues like school choice, where Republicans led on school choice. Parents seem to respond to that. Other freedom issues, staying open during COVID, the business atmosphere, the no income tax in Florida, all has driven Republicans into a surge of over 1 million more Republican registered than Democrats.
Yeah, all really important issues that you bring up, the economy, the school choice. The one thing you didn't mention, though, is abortion, and that's on the ballot in Florida. And Trump has been criticized for not being more clear on his position there. Does he have some ground to make up?
I don't think he has ground to make up there because, to be blunt about it, the actual constitutional amendment is, frankly, would have been better if it were better written. And the bottom line is that the proposed constitutional amendment would actually impact, let's say, a parent's right to provide consent to a minor to an abortion, which really goes beyond the pale with most voters in Florida. So, and you also, one other point, from a technical point, in order for that constitutional amendment to pass, it has to pass by 60%. And so we're likely to see that be a little closer probably than the presidential race. My guess is by 7:30, 8 o'clock, once polls at 8 o'clock, 8:15, once polls close in the Panhandle, then we're liable to see a call on Florida being for Trump, because you're looking right about 5 or 6 points is my guess, maybe 6, 7 points that President Trump should beat Vice President Harris here in Florida.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.